you see where Paul was being brought to the castle by the chief captain, and the chief captain was surprised that he spoke Greek, and he asked him, "Aren't you an Egyptian?" And Paul went on to say that he's a Hebrew from Tarsus, and in order for the chief captain to mistake Paul for the Hebrew, an Egyptian, which were dark skinned, he had to look like that. And once I read that, I started thinking, these people were probably most likely black. How could they not be? And just as the brother called earlier, where he was talking about in Matthew 2:13, where the angel of Yah told Joseph and Miriam to take Yahushua, into Egypt. It wasn't for military reasons. Why would he send them into Egypt if they were going to stick out like a sore thumb if they were white? So that caught my attention there too. And I advise people, if you really do seek the truth, Georgia Site does a wonderful job by leading you. And I think most of the Christians that I've talked to, and I don't belong to any denomination, church, or religion. I'm a Messianic Jew by choice. But they also have said to me that, I really think that, that the biblical Hebrews were black also. And it's just, like Georgia said, the conditioning of the people has just been so complete. I think that it's just, as anything else, once you are hit with the truth, you go through those stages of denial and not want, you want to shut down and stick to, you don't want to get out of your comfort zone. But, most of the stuff that she brings forth, you can attribute it exactly to the scriptures. And I just wanted to praise what she does. And I'm sorry I missed the start of the show, and it was just a fascinating show.
Well, why don't you stay on with us, Kev?
Sure.
But, Georgia, did you want to comment to what, Kevin, we can pick up these last few callers?
Well, you know what? I'm glad that he brought a lot of that out because it is true. It's in Scripture. And it's like I think a lot of people get offended when they hear that the Hebrews are not a Caucasian race, that the Hebrews, as spoken of in Scripture by our father Yahuwah, he tells you of his people. And I know that when I was, like when Kevin was speaking, I was into Christianity. And we were all in Christianity at one point. I had no problem in accepting the false image of who they put as Yahushua, the world calls Jesus. I had no problem in accepting that, because to me I had the love of the Father's Word, and I just wanted to, be with him no matter what. So it didn't matter to me really what complexion he was. But when I came into the understanding of who is who in Scripture and what my responsibilities as a Hebrew Israelite are according to the Father's Word, I had to, renounce a lot of these things. I had to go and show the people within the Scriptures, letting the Father's Word speaks what is truly truth and what has been lied to us, what has been mind-programmed over years and years, centuries, So this is information. It'll take some people, they'll grasp onto it, and they'll love it. Other people have to really seek within their hearts to get that full understanding of what everything is written in Scripture and why the Father has written such in Scripture. And if they truly love the Father's Word, look into it. See if everything that we're telling you, all I've been doing is basically reading Bible verses as is, according to Scripture, and if you want to further look into that, which you should, because, we don't have to accept this, because it doesn't really matter if we accept it. I'm speaking as the entire world. We don't have to accept this, but if you don't accept it, it's not going to change the fact of what the Father has said in his book. And, of course, being a Hebrew Israelite, one of the chosen people according to Scripture, it's a blessing to me. It really is. it was a blessing to me when I thought I was a Gentile. But now knowing the truth of the word, it's a blessing. Whatever the Father says forth in his book, to me, I embrace it as a blessing. And there's just so much written in Scripture that has been twisted and perverted through these worldly teachers who don't teach according to Scripture. That's why it's very important, because you have to know a lot of things I found out along the way that pertains to our salvation. But it has always been a stickler point, because we're saying that, yes, we are the Hebrews of the Bible. We are the people who are spoken of as Israel, the nation, not a piece of land, but the nation. We are those people who are the fathers, the creator of this world and all the universe. We are his chosen people. And there's a lot of different things that the world has been taught that we are now all spiritual Israel. And these things aren't so according to Scripture, because you can go from the beginning to the middle to the very end, and he still speaks about his people. So, the other nations are in there. There's things said about the other nation, but we have to come to the truth of the Father's word. You cannot say you love the Father and then don't accept his people. I mean, that doesn't even make sense. So it's important to get this information out. Like I said, the biblical Hebrews, as well as the other Hebrew congregations all over the world, we teach the Father's word, which is only what's in Scripture. So I just wanted to state that.